Everyone. So we're going to have a look at chart 9 today. Now you might notice that this looks a little bit different. I recorded chart 9 and then the audio wasn't working properly and I sounded like a robot. So rather than wasting paper and redoing it, I thought you can just see what we've done so far and then I'll carry on writing next to it. And it's a good opportunity for me to practice my handwriting as well, I guess. So finally, in charts 9, we are looking at the A join. So that means we're going to be able to join so many of our other joins together and start writing some full words, which is great. And if we have a look, so we've got 12 joins that we are learning today. And again, we're using the same letters as we've been practicing for quite a while. So they are all formed the same way. We're kind of pushing over the top, pulling back round, and then going up. Okay, apart from on the C, we're only doing part of that formation. And there are some words that I'm thinking of already. I'll have to see if I can think of some more now. We've got some examples at the bottom already. Now, what I have done is, instead of showing you on the single lines and the double lines, I'm actually just going to go over this on the single lines because you know those options are available if you need it. They're there for you to use depending on what you want. But I find that for me personally, using the single lines is much easier and I find it better to show you those joins properly. However, what I have done is, if you're really keen to use the single lines but you're kind of struggling with your letter formation and sizing, you can get a ruler, and I've used a blue pen here. But you can see how I've just drawn straight across where that scared monkey is and split my lines into two. So I've still got that there to help me. I can always make that a template on the computer to practice on, but that's there for you to support your letter sizing and formation anyway. Okay. So I'll just keep adding to what I've done already, but let's get started. So we're going to begin with our AC join. So we're going to start here, go over and around like that. Just try and make sure you can see that. And of course, I haven't reminded you, but I am hoping you're used to it now. Make sure you're sitting properly, feet on the floor, tuck your chair in, turn the paper the angle that you need to turn it at. Look straight underneath here because I've got the camera tilted at an angle, and make sure you're holding your pencil or your pen properly. Okay, moving on to AO. Go round, go up, and don't get that flick at the top for the O. And then we're going to have a look at AA. So there's not loads of words actually I can think of that have AA in there, but it's always handy to practice different joins anyway. And just making sure that even though we're just going up to the middle, it's not going past that monkey. So of course you can just use the normal paper. You don't have to draw the blue lines on. It's just there for a guide for those children that need it. What I'll do in the next one is I'll just do half of the line with blue lines and then you can see both options. So taking that flick up and into the next letter. Okay, AD. Our first ascending letter. And then we're going into a descending letter, so we're going into the G and the Q. I secretly think the computer broke on purpose because it thought I wasn't doing the full line. So it's tricked me. Double handwriting. making sure that when you descend, you don't go sort of past the middle. I'm kind of halfway between the scared monkey and the brave monkey there. And of course, we are not looping the G. And if you need to, make sure you've got your hand there supporting the paper so it doesn't move. You can't see mine, but it is holding it. It's just out of sight. Okay. Now we're going on to the D. So it's basically the same as the A, except remembering to extend up the brave monkey to make it an ascender. So we've got our D all the way up and then back down into the C, making sure you're going all the way back down to the bottom line. We don't want any floating or hovering letters. There you go. And as always, make sure you're taking your time. You don't need to rush this. D-O, again, remembering that flick. And then you can see here where I've made a mistake. I'm not happy with this one because I didn't quite get the link up. So it had a bit of a weird gap in it. So I need to go all the way over like I'm doing a C for my O. And that helps me when I'm joining it at the end. Or finishing the letter at the end, I should say. Okay, on to DA. Like I said, I find the single lines much easier so I don't end up being too loopy, but you use the one that is right for you. So if you prefer the double lines, use that. If you want to use the single lines and draw on the middle line, that's fine. If you just want to use the single lines without it, that's of course fine as well. There's no reason you can't change between them. And DD. I like it when you join up the two letters that are the same. So it's like you've just already done one, so the other one's exactly the same. And DG. I've actually just thought of another word as well, which I never would have thought of if I'd not had to redo this. I've got the word dodge here, but I'm also going to have the word badge. And that'd be the A, D, and the G all joined up. So that's something we can practice. So D, G. Probably went a little bit too far down on that G there. Don't quite need to take it that far. That's better. And DQ. Now, if you find it a bit confusing with the lines and you're not sure which is the bottom of the line and which is the top, instead of using a straight line, you could dash the lines as well so that you know that's the middle part. And I'll show you how to do that in a minute. Of course, if you've got handwriting paper, that's absolutely fine because that's all done for you. It's more if you need some help, but you haven't got any handwriting paper. So what you would do, if you have a look here, you would line it up so where that scared monkey is. And then rather than just drawing across, you keep the ruler and you push against it. And you can just make, I don't know if you can see that very well, just draw some dashes across. dashes stay nice and straight because I'm pushing down quite hard on the ruler to make sure that my pencil or my pen is pushing against the ruler. And as always, do ask an adult if you need help, or ask a friend. There you go. So that might be a bit easier. So when you're writing, you're not necessarily getting confused as to which one's the middle part of the line and which one's the bottom. And we haven't got letters floating all over the place in the wrong part. You can look at this bit as well because we haven't drawn it there, but that might be a bit easier. And I think small words to write will practice on these ones. There you go. Okay. Right, so the words that I looked at joining up, and I got really excited about this one, is the word dad. The reason I got excited is because we can join all 3 letters together. So actually, okay, it's only a 3-letter word, but this is the first time we've managed to join a whole word together. So I thought that was awesome. So let's have a look at how that looks. So on my D, and then carry on into my A, and then up again into my D. And that is so satisfying to write. I'm not going to lie, guys. I've really enjoyed that. I'm doing it again. Love it. Okay, let's have a look at the word dodge. So we've got that DG there. So D into DO. Now we've not learned how to join the O yet, so I'm going to leave that, but I can obviously carry on next to it, so it still looks like it's the same word. Then DG, and then add my E at the end because I've not learned how to join those up. E is probably one of the trickiest ones to join. We're looking at that later. So D, O, D, G, and E. Perfect. And then the last one I thought of was the word day. I haven't used a Y in a while. So we've got our D, A join, and then stopping and doing our Y. There we go. And as I said, the one I just thought was the word badge. So showing you on these ones, we've got our B, and then we can do our, need to hold the paper for this one, our A, D, G, and E. So you've got those 3 joining letters in the middle, which are like B, A, D, G, and E. There you have it, a double whammy version of chart 9 for you there. And next time we're going to be going on to chart 10, where we are going to be looking at joining up some E's, which will be great. So we're moving away from these letters now. I can hear a big sigh of relief because we've done this over and over. So make sure you still keep practicing them because it's really important that you keep on top of the joins so you remember how to do that. Do it correctly anyway. And see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.